Okay, so we're going to begin, and we might do some special things since we got some special guests today. But I want to sort of focus today's class on people who are studying to become Kemetic yoga teachers. Okay, and so one of the things I wanted to cover is making adjustments uh, in your poses and also helping people to adjust your students. So you want to be able to adjust them in different positions. Alignment is very important because if you do a posture incorrectly with misalignment in your body, you can actually damage the body or create an injury. And if you're trying to correct a, an anomaly in a person's body, you want to do it properly so that you can actually correct the anomaly and also not injure them. Okay. So, what we're going to do to get started is work on breathing. When you're teaching a class, you don't have to, if people have not been used to control deep breathing yet, what you want to do is get them to focus on the area of their body where they should breathe from. And where we should breathe from is from the lower abdomen. So I'm going to ask everybody to sit with your legs crossed. And what's her name? Horea? Horea, what's up? Now, I want you to take your index finger like this. This is called the index finger. Not that other finger you like to use, Miss Queen Q. Now take your index finger. So and then put your finger on your navel. So find your navel and put your finger on your navel. And then after you find where your navel is, you're going to put your right hand or put one of your hands right below your navel. Okay. So your hand is placed right below your navel, and then your left hand, your opposite hand is right on top of your right hand. So this placement of the hands here, this is giving you an indication of where you need to breathe from. So when we practice Kemetic yoga, when we practice yoga skills method, the foundation of our practice is proper breathing. And so we want to make sure that we're breathing from the proper place. So before you even get people to lay down on the mat to do different practices and stuff, you want to first let them sit comfortably and be able to breathe properly. Okay? So what I want you to do is with your hands here, your inhalation. Inhalation is when you're taking air into your body. So when you breathe in, you're going to always breathe in through your nose. Okay? And when you breathe in, you don't want your chest to move. You don't want your middle part of your body to move. You want your abdomen. This area of abdomen, this area of your body is not called the stomach. It is called the abdomen. Okay? So when you breathe in, you want to feel the abdomen expand. So you breathe in through your nose, expand your abdomen outward. Hold your breath, open your mouth, and then breathe out through your mouth. And try to squeeze all the air out. And then you breathe in through your nose. Hold your breath in, open your mouth, and slowly exhale. And then breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth and slowly exhale. Okay, so this is what we call cleansing breath. You all have done cleansing breath before. We do cleansing breath laying on the floor. But oftentimes, before you even get people to lay on the floor, you want to introduce them to the proper way of breathing, abdominal breathing while sitting up, either sitting on, with their legs crossed or sitting in a chair. Now, I'm going to have my assistant to come up here and I'm going to demonstrate something else. So I want you to lay down this way. And this is Miss Vanna Black. So separate your feet. So when you do Sahu pose and when you do cleansing breath, your feet are separated, shoulders width apart. The legs release from the hips. The right hand is on the abdomen. The left hand is on the back of the right. Okay? Now, I'm going to put my hand on her hand so that she can focus in the area where I want her to breathe from. So we usually have a sandbag, but I don't have the sandbags at this point in time. So I'm gonna let her feel where I want her to breathe. So when she breathes in, I want her to push her abdomen upward against my hand. So slowly breathe in through your nose. Now hold your breath, open your mouth, and then say, and I'm going to press downward so she can feel where the breath should be moving from. And then she's going to close her mouth. Before you take your inhalation in, you want to reset your body, relax, let go, and then you slowly breathe in and push against my hand. And then hold the breath, open your mouth, and then squeeze all the air out. And then again, breathe in through the nose, expand the abdomen upward. Hold the breath, open the mouth, and then slowly exhale. Okay, so that is called cleansing breath, variation 1. So it's 2 variations of the cleansing breath, 1 and 2. The first variation is a slow inhalation and then a slow exhalation. The second variation is a slow inhalation through the nose and then a quick exhalation through the mouth. So breathe in again. Now take each step. Hold the breath for step 1. Open the mouth, relax the jaws is step 2. Release the breath quickly is step 3. Okay? And then close the mouth, reset the body, and then breathe in again. And then hold the breath, open the mouth, and then release quickly. One more time. Breathe in through the nose. Hold the breath, open the mouth, and then release. Okay? So that is called cleansing breath variation 2. So we did variation 1 and then we did variation 2. After you finish the cleansing breath, you go into your Sahu pose. The right hand is not all the way up on the breast area. It's below the breast. This middle part of the chest, that's called the sternum. And the right hand is there, right below the sternum. The left hand is on the back of the right. And the thumbs are making a pyramid shape. And then from here, we go into deep relaxation. So as you hold this position, you slowly breathe into the abdomen. Now that we have established that the breath should be moving from the lower abdomen, it expands upward slowly with the inhalation. We hold the breath. After we inhale, we hold the breath for a comfortable point, maybe 2-3 seconds, and then we breathe out through the nose. We slowly exhale and we ease the breath out of the body through the nostrils. While you are breathing, make sure that you take the tip of your tongue and touch it gently to the hard palate. The hard palate is the roof of your mouth. Both lips are together, tip of the tongue connected to the roof of your mouth, and you're breathing in slowly through your nose, expanding your abdomen. holding the breath after you breathe in, slowly breathing out through your nostrils, feel your abdomen contract, feel the weight of your body release down into the floor. And after you exhale, don't inhale or exhale, just pause your breathing. Just become still for about 2 to 3 seconds. And after that 2 to 3 second period, then begin your inhalation again, very slowly, expanding with your inhalation, contracting with your exhalation. And as you are doing this, you feel your weight of your body sink downward into the earth. You focus your attention onto your breathing. You try not to let your mind wander or fall asleep. Observing your slow inhalation, observing your slow exhalation, and releasing the weight of your body downward against the floor. With each exhalation of your breath, you want to feel the weight of your body sink downward into the earth. And then to come out of this position, you bring your legs together, the feet are flexing towards you. With the inhalation, your hands come up off your chest. With your exhalation, your hands come down next to your body, and your arms come all the way in next to your body. Then the chin, the head rises up, the shoulders rise up so that your chin comes towards your chest. Your hands rise up a few inches above your thighs. Exhale and squeeze the abdominal muscles, and with the inhalation, your body rises up, almost coming up on its own. The arms remain parallel. And then with the exhalation, the hands come down to the knees and the shoulders relax, and you're breathing in and out slowly, allowing the blood circulation to adjust to the sitting up position. Okay? And that is cleansing breath, variations 1 and 2, and Sahu pose. So that's how you ideally want to begin your practice. Okay, whether you're practicing or whether you're teaching. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now from here, after we come up out of the Sahu pose, everybody should be doing this along with us, okay? You're gonna lift your, okay, you come up, exhale the hands down to the knees, relax. From here, the knees are gonna bend slightly, and you're gonna flex your feet towards you. You're gonna place your hands in the back of the knees, and you're gonna lift your chest, lower your shoulders, okay? Now take your hands, we call this what? Kemetic palms. So we make the hands stiff. We extend the arms out to the side. We rotate the arms so that the palms face upward towards the ceiling. As we breathe in, we lift the arms. As we exhale, we put the hands together. As we inhale, we turn the arms forward. And as we exhale, we bend forward and we reach the hands over the top of the feet. And we lower the head down so that the chin comes down towards the chest. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. As we breathe in, remember to breathe into the abdomen, not into the chest. And then slowly exhale. Breathe in, exhale, release and inhale up. Put your legs flat, flex your feet, and then slowly exhale and let your arms make a circular motion and return back to your knees. And breathe in and slowly breathe out. Okay? So that is called sitting forward bending pose. So it's a very simple forward bending position. When you do this position, you want to make sure that you're aware of your 3 release points in your spine. So when you bend forward, think of it like a door opening and closing. A door is on a hinge, so the whole door opens and closes. So you begin your forward motion from your hinge. Your hips are your hinge. So you flex your feet, bend your knees, extend the arms, rotate, breathe in. When you exhale, the reason why we do this like this, we exhale and bring the hands together because we want to get full extension into the forward bend. So we get full extension here first, then we turn the arms forward, and then we exhale over and reach for the feet. And then we bring the head down, we bring the chin to the chest. So we release from the lower back. That's your first release point. Release from your middle back. That's your second release point. Then release from your upper back and your shoulders. That's your third release point. So you got 3 release points. As you breathe in, you rise. Arms are next to the ears, hands above the head. The legs come flat, flexing the feet towards the body. And then keeping the tip of the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. And then we exhale. And we bring the hands down to the knees and we release the shoulders. And we breathe in and we slowly breathe out. And so we want to get a maximum amount of benefit and energy from doing the most simplest postures, okay? That's why we go into these poses with a certain level of intensity, right? So we have a peaceful, calm aggression when we go into our postures, right? So again, with the legs together, the feet together, we flex the feet towards us. Now, for you all who are starting to become teachers, I want you to remember the benefits. This is lengthening the spine, okay? It's increasing blood circulation throughout the entire body, okay? It's helping to bring more blood circulation into the brain as we go into that forward bend. And the expansion and contraction of the abdomen as we breathe in and breathe out is massaging the internal organs. So that's what I want you all to remember, those internal benefits, okay? So again, last time, feet together, flexing the feet, bending the knees, hands in the back of the knees, sit up straight. Take your arms out to the side. Rotate so that your arms face up towards the ceiling. With the inhalation, the arms rise. With the exhalation, the hands come together. With the inhalation, the arms come forward. And with the exhalation, reach your hands over the feet. And now relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Put your chin down to your chest. Now, as you hold this position, I want you to breathe in slowly, and I want you to breathe out slowly. Notice that when you breathe in, your abdomen expands. Notice that when you exhale, your abdomen contracts, and you release tension from your spine, from your neck, from your shoulders. Release your feet, keep your arms extended. Your arms should stay next to your ears. As you are breathing in, rise up, put your legs flat and flex your feet, and then slowly exhale. Make that circular motion because we're trying to make energy move through the arms and into the hands and down the legs and into the feet as you exhale. Now, after you finish your movement, close your eyes. You're going to be looking inwardly. You're going to breathe in slowly. And you exhale slowly. Relax and release all resistance in your body. Now, where's your mind after you finish your movement? Your mind is focused internally. You should notice that your breathing is deeper. You should notice that your head is more open. Your nostrils are more open. Your mind is more alert because you have infused oxygen. By increasing the blood supply, you have increased the oxygen supply. So you should feel a lot different because of the fact that you did this movement correctly and you took your time. Now, so that movement we just did is called a simple sitting forward bending pose. Now, with your legs crossed, this is a universal posture. When you look at the ancient Kemetic records, you see that everybody was sitting like this. This is not Indian style, this is African Kemetic style. So sit with your legs crossed. Your goal is to get yourself to be able to sit in this position comfortably. Okay? Take your hands and hold on to your front leg. We're going to go through a series of postures that are going to increase range of motion in the ankles, the knees, the hips, and the spine, and also in the cervical vertebrae of the neck. After you hold on to your front leg, I want you to rotate and lift your chest and then lower your shoulders down, keeping the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. As you are breathing in, you're tilting your head halfway back. Come on, talking to you. Yeah, you. Come on, follow me now. Inhale your head up. Exhale, release your neck. Let your head go back. All the way back, young man. And then when you breathe in, bring your head up straight. So look forward. Look at me. Look this way. Now look down like this as you exhale. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Now bring your head up straight. I want you to breathe in as you bring your head straight. Look straight ahead. Then I want you to turn your head to your left as you exhale. So you begin your turn from your lower neck, your middle neck, and then into your upper neck. Okay? And then as you breathe in, you turn your head back to the center. And as you exhale, you turn your head to your right. Again, releasing the vertebrae in your lower neck, your middle neck, and then your upper neck. And this is infusing blood circulation into your eyes, into your ears, into your brain. It's stimulating the glands and organs and blood vessels in your neck. With your inhalation, bring your head back to the front and look forward. Okay, good. Take your right hand, put it underneath your left knee. Good, you know your left from your right very well. Take your left hand, put it into the back of your right hand. Now I want you to get like this. Get your hand all the way underneath, like that. Okay? Now you're going to try to lay your chest to your thigh. So I want you to breathe, and you're trying to get your chin over your knee. So I want you to breathe in, and I want you to exhale. As you exhale, release your body downward so you can bring your chest to your thigh and your chin down towards your knee. And then take your arms and wrap them around your leg and hug. Hug your leg. Excellent. We got a young man who's 9 going on 10 tomorrow. So your chin is down to your chest. Now when you hold this position, breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. Let go of your leg. Breathe in and rise up and turn to your right. So your arms are up here. You turn to your right. You exhale and bring your hands underneath your right knee. You inhale and lift your chest. And as you exhale, ease your chest down towards your thigh. Relax into the position. Wrap your arms around your leg. And breathe in. And then slowly breathe out. Let go of your leg. As you breathe in, move from the center of your body and rise. Your arms come up with your body. You turn to the center and you exhale your hands around your knees from behind. And then you breathe in, and with your exhalation, pretend like you're trying to put your chest to the floor. So being forward from your waist. Very good, young man. Bring your head down, bring your chin to your chest. And then extend your arms forward. As you breathe in, put your hands down to the mat as you exhale. And breathe in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale. Release your neck, release your shoulders completely. Now keep your arms extended. Your arms are going to stay next to your ears. As you come up, you rise, you breathe in, you bring your thumb and forefingers together, and then you exhale and release your wrists down to your knees. And you go into this meditative position. Now from here, you should feel yourself going into meditation quite naturally. The tip of your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth. You're breathing in through your nose. You're breathing out through your nose. When you breathe in, feel the coolness of the air along the walls of your nostrils. As you exhale, feel the warmth of the air along the walls of your nostrils. Inhaling, and exhale. Okay? So, again, what are the benefits of this posture? When I'm teaching, I try to explain the benefits, but I want you to remember, when the head goes back, forward, up, left, and then right, you're opening up the neck. You're loosening up the muscles, these muscles from the top of your shoulder to the side of your neck, they attach to the base of your skull. Those are called trapezius muscles. Those are the muscles that get real tense. Trapezius. And so you're lengthening those muscles. You're stimulating the lymphatic glands in your throat. Lymphatic glands are involved with boosting up your immune system and also capturing poisons and toxins and mucus and then disposing of that from your body. Okay, so the lymphatic system is involved with detoxification. So that's why we want to stimulate those glands to stimulate detox. Okay, we want to release the tension from the neck. Okay, from the neck and the throat. You have major blood vessels that run through your neck. You have major nerves that run through your neck and your throat area. And so when we bring the head back, forward, left, and right, we are also stimulating those blood vessels and those nerves, okay? One of those nerves is called the vagus nerve, and it's a major nerve in your body that releases a whole lot of different tension and stuff from your body, okay? When we go into this part of the posture, we are lengthening the spine, we're opening up the hips, okay? We do that on both sides. Then we do the whole, we extend, and then we come up to here, and then to here. That takes us into meditation. So our meditation is enhanced because we have opened up the neck. We have stimulated all the blood vessels and we have increased blood circulation into the head. So you should feel like just like a need to just meditate when you finish that movement. For those who've been studying yoga with these other people, do not throw your head like that. We don't do that. We do this one. Head backward, forward, left, and then right. We never turn the head like that and all that stuff like we the exorcists and stuff, right? You don't turn your head. That is bad for your neck. That's bad for the bones and the vertebrae and the nerves and stuff in your neck. So we don't do that, okay? All right. So now, uncross your legs, bring your legs out in front, and you're going to stretch your toes back and forth. You're going to shake your knees up and down. Okay? And then from here, I want you to come onto your hands and knees. And we're going to work on the different movements that are contained within the sun salutation. So bringing your thighs together, bringing your feet together, you're going to bend your toes, and then you're going to place your left hand, turn your left hand backwards and reach back. Turn your right hand backward and reach back, and then sit down onto your heels. You want your toes to bend at a 90-degree angle. So you want to try to feel the balls of your feet against the floor. This is not something that's going to happen on your first practice. It's something that develops. Your range of motion always increases as you practice. And as you increase your hydration, as you increase your fruits and vegetables and decrease your salt and your animal products from your diet, your range of motion increases because you're not putting, what's that acid that's in animal foods? Uric acid. Yeah, uric acid is you get that's building up into the tissues and into your joints and stuff. And that comes from eating animals and animal products. So you want to stay away from that as much as possible. Okay? Now breathe in and let your arms rise up. Exhale and bring your hands forward and then lift your feet. You don't have to hold that position for a long time. Just hold it for a few seconds. Point your feet and place your insteps down. So that position is called Sesh Pose Variation 2. Then we go into Sesh Pose Variation 3. The same way, hands next to the legs. We always want to release into the position on the exhalation. Relax into the position and then place the palms on the thighs. Now place your hands into mare or pyramid, right? Put your hands down. Breathe in. And as you exhale, lower your chest down towards your thighs. Put your forearms to the floor and then put your forehead into the pyramid that your hands are making. And then breathe in, slowly breathe out. Breathe in, slowly breathe out. Now, come up like this, straighten your arms, and put your left hand forward, put your right hand forward. Spread your thumbs apart, away from the rest of your fingers. In fact, spread all your fingers wide apart. And then from here, we're going to breathe in. We're going to lift the elbows up. We're going to bring the nose about an inch from the floor. And as we exhale, we're going to ease forward into Wajjet. Inhale and lift the upper body. Exhale and arch the spine. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Breathe in, expand the breath all the way up into the chest. Slowly breathe out. Now fold your toes underneath your feet. Lift your knees up so that your body's parallel to the floor. As you inhale, push your hips up. And then walk your left foot forward, walk your right foot forward. And as you exhale, push backwards and get your heels to the mat. This position is called Nut, N-U-T. Breathe in and rise up to the balls of your feet. Exhale and touch your knees down to the mat. Bring your head up. Lift your feet and point your toes. Place your insteps to the mat. Place your right hand in front of your right knee, your left hand in front of your left knee, and sit down into your cheetah. How you say cheetah again? Maf Det. So the Kemetic name for the cheetah is Maf Det. I'm gonna give me a dog and name him Maf Det. Get him, Maf Det, get him. Attack. Maf Det. Maf Det. Okay, the ancient Egyptians, they used to use the animal that they call the cheetah, the Maf Det, They would be their pet. They would also, when they went into battle, the cheetah would be next to them running and attacking the Persians and the Hittites and the Hyksos and all them other enemies they had, right? So now, from Mafdet, we go into Heru Im Akit. The right forearm comes down, the left forearm comes down, and now we are in Heru Im Akit. The head is up, the eyes are looking forward. We breathe in, we exhale, and from Heru Im Akit, we transition back into, what's the name again? Huh? No, what bowls come next? Wajet, thank you very much. Okay, so now we go back to Wajet. Wajet is like a snake, like a cobra. So people call this upward facing dog. I don't know why, because back in the old days we called it the cobra, but the name for the cobra in the Kemetic language is say it again. Wadjet, Wadjet. Spread your fingers of your left hand and reach forward. Spread the fingers of your right hand and reach forward and breathe in. And you're gonna pretend like you're trying to roll a little ball with your nose. So your nose is about an inch from the floor, but your elbows are up. So you have to release in your shoulders and go forward. And then inhale and lift your upper body. Exhale and arch your spine. And this is called Wajet. Now, fold your toes underneath your feet. Bring your body parallel into a plank position. We can just simply call this a plank. Inhale and lift your hips up. And then walk your left foot forward. Walk your right foot forward. When you exhale, push backwards. And this is called Nut. Nut is spelled like a nut, N-U-T. And so this represents the female force of nature that we call the sky, the heavens, the cosmos. And her name is Nut. When you breathe in, you come up to the balls of your feet. When you exhale, you touch your knees down. Now bring your head up, point your toes and place your insteps down. Breathe in, and as you exhale, easing your buttocks down to your heels and your chest down to your thighs. And you relax, you breathe. This is called Mesu Heru. Mesu Heru means child pose. Okay? So that sequence is strengthening your arms, your chest, your shoulders, and your spine. Now we go from there and we're going to do the lunge on the left leg, lunge on the right leg. So we come back into our tabletop position. We bring the right foot forward. The hands are next to the right foot. We bend the toes of the left foot. Now we're going to go deeper into conditioning the toes, opening up the toes, and stimulating the reflexology points in the bottom of the feet. Okay? The right knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. That is strengthening the thighs, strengthening the gluteus muscles, the buttocks muscles. Breathe in, exhale the left knee down, and then point to foot. The next phase of the lunge is to go into kneeling tekken. So the arms come underneath the right thigh, and with the inhalation, the body rises up, the arms come up with the body. And when the arms get 3/4 of the way up, we exhale and we bring the hands together. We lengthen out to the latissimus dorsi. We inhale the left hand to the back of the right. And as we exhale, we lower the hands down to the right knee. Okay? So that's called kneeling tekken. Now we're going to continue our lunge by working on the quadricep area of the thigh, the hip joint itself, the inner muscles of the thigh, the outer muscles of the thigh. So as we go down into here, we call this half split. Half split, that's the name. And then from here, we breathe in, we lift the chest, and we push against the knee as we exhale and we arch our spine. And there's a deep inner muscle in there called the psoas. PSOAS, and we release the psoas muscle. And then the head comes up, the chest comes down, and we lower the hands down, okay? And then we switch legs. Right leg goes back, and the left foot comes forward. And so when we go into that backward arch in that posture, that really gets deep into the psoas muscle. And that releases a lot of anxiety from the mind and throughout the entire body. It's a really important muscle, but it's hard to get into that muscle because that muscle is inside of there, okay? Now take your left foot, bring your left foot forward. Bend the toes of your right foot and lift your right knee up. Now make sure in your lunge that you bend your toes at a 90-degree angle, and then your front leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. Breathe in, exhale the knee down to the mat, and then point your foot. Place your arms underneath your left thigh, and then you're going to use the inhalation of your breath to rise you up. So you breathe in, keep breathing in, and then hold your breath. And then exhale and reach and extend all the way through your ribs and put your hands together. Inhale and place your left hand to the back of your right hand. And as you exhale, lower your hands down to your left knee. And then again, we're going to work on those inner areas of the right thigh. So you breathe in, and then you exhale. Release, open up all those little areas in the thigh, the hip. Breathe in and lift your chest. As you exhale, push against your knee and arch your spine. And then bring the head up, the chest down, separate your hands, easing your hands down, and let your left leg come back. Now both your legs are together, both your feet are together, and then breathe in, and as you exhale, ease your buttocks down to your heels, your chest to your thighs, and your forehead down towards the mat. And as you hold this position, you breathe in, slowly breathe out, breathe in, slowly exhale. Okay? And so that is how you can come up and have a seat. And then that is how we begin our practice. You can make this what we just did. That can be your whole practice, right? You can repeat sun salutation. You could repeat these movements 3 times. And, you can devise how you want to do your sessions or do your classes in the manner that you want to. But I'm giving you the basic foundation. You as the instructor, you have to take what you're being given and you have to put it together in a format that fits what you're doing. When you're teaching a class, you want to know your students. You should have them fill out a form or telling you if they got any ailments, if they have any injuries, if they have any conditions or limitations that may affect their ability to practice. You do not want to cause an injury to them. people are coming to you because they want to become healed. So they often have injuries or problems, health issues and things like that. Sometimes people have emotional issues that they want to get resolved because they may feel depressed, they may feel anger, they may just have a certain amount of anxiety, general anxiety that they feel because we live in an age of anxiety. We've been in the age of anxiety for about 400 years, so, so we always anxious and feeling something. So that's what we're working with. So you want to be sensitive to those things, and you want to be able to know who you're working with, and be able to help them to go into these different postures. So now I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're gonna work on positive immortality. Positive immortality is it is our classic Kemetic yoga posture, right? So the positive immortality is done. I'm gonna do it from a standing position. So when we do positive immortality, we start from a standing position. So where does positive immortality come from, right? In 1976 or 77, the artifacts from the tomb of Tutankhamun came to Chicago. So this is giving you your lineage. Came to Chicago. So those artifacts that was inside of the tomb were put on exhibit at the Field Museum in Chicago. And so that's when we went to see that exhibit, and we saw the chair. And on the back of the chair was this posture. And we said, that's yoga. And that is a yoga posture that is very unique to ancient Egypt, to Kemet. There was no there was no, this pose is not in India, okay? So what we had to do was figure out how to get into the posture and how to come out of the posture and how to breathe in the posture. And so this pose became the foundation of our Kemetic yoga practice. And so from there, that's where we developed these ideas of rule of four breathing, geometric progression, okay? So from here, exhale. So y'all can do it with me if y'all want to, but you need to come up to the front part of your mat because your leg gonna go back. Okay, so y'all can do it with me. Breathe in. Remember to keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Slowly exhale and bring your hands together in front of your thighs. As you are breathing in, bring your arms up, putting your palms together, make a pyramid that your eyes are looking through. And then exhale, and notice how I'm bending my knees slightly, tucking my hips so that my weight is being directed into the bottom of my feet. Then I shift my weight over to the right foot. And as I inhale, the left foot comes up and I point the toe down towards the floor. I extend the left leg back. I place the top of my foot towards the floor. And then as I exhale, I tuck my hips so that my spine is directly perpendicular with the floor. Then I breathe in. And then as I exhale, I ease myself down so I can come straight down into position. And I keep both my shoulders relaxed and flat. As I breathe in, I bring my right arm into the inside of my right knee. And as I exhale, I turn my upper body to the left. Then I bring my fingertips together with my palms facing my chest. With the inhalation, my arms open. My right arm stays locked into the inside of my right knee. When I exhale, I make my fist with my hands. I breathe in, slowly exhale to turn the head to the right. Breathe in and bring the chin over the chest. Exhale and look to the left. After looking to the left, I inhale my left fist to my right fist. When my fists touch together, I exhale, open up my palms, and center my arms in front of my body. Then I'm going to press down into my right foot, and I'm going to inhale and push up. And then exhale, sink my weight into my right foot, and I'm going to inhale my left foot up, pull my left toe towards the floor, exhale my left big toe down next to my right big toe, and then I bring the rest of my foot flat. And then breathe in, and with the exhalation, the arms come down in front of the thighs, and then my hands separate at the end, and I sink my weight into the bottom of my feet. Empty the shoulders, empty the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers. And breathe in, slowly breathe out. Okay? And then same posture on the opposite side. Okay? So let's see if we can duplicate the same level of proficiency on the opposite side. You ready, young man? All right, bring your feet together. Let your toes touch it. Let your heels come apart slightly. Whatever we do on one side, we have to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So from here, look at my buttocks. See how my hips have like a curve in my back? I want to take that curve out. When I flatten my lower back, my weight sinks into the bottom of my feet, and I become rooted into the earth. Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Shift the weight into the left foot. Inhale. Extend back. Tuck. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and twist. Fingertips together. Inhale, open up the arms. Exhale, make the fist. Inhale. Exhale and turn the head to the left. Inhale the chin over the chest. Exhale and turn the head to the right. Inhale the right fist to the left fist. Exhale, open up the palms. Bring power into the legs. And inhale yourself up. Exhale, sink your weight into your left foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. When you exhale, your hands come down in front of your thighs and then to the side. And then breathe in and slowly breathe out. Empty your shoulders. Release the weight into the bottom of your feet. Okay. So now, because, Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you guys go see the exhibit, and how long did it take you guys to come up with that analysis of how to break it down?
You know, my teacher went to see the exhibit, and then he brought us back a book, and the book had the pictures in it, and then we just figured it out.
Did you guys do it like in one day?
Yeah, it just took us a day. Yeah, we figured it out. Because we was already working with the breath.
Okay.
So the breath was, was just second nature. Okay. So, see, the principles we're talking about, geometric progression. So you see how we went into the movement geometrically. We started at a 1, and then the geometry went from a simple form. The 1 is like the most simplest, it's just a straight line. And then we add this. Then we add this. Then we add this. Then we add this. and this, and this. And then we just keep adding angles and shapes into the process. And then we return back to the one. Okay, so that's the principle of all of our movements. So when we're doing Kemetic yoga, we go step by step. That's why we don't just say, we don't do that. We think that's like a mortal sin, or it's like, it's just something we don't do. Okay, so it's okay for other people to do that because that's how they do it, but that's not our system. Okay, and so that geometric progression and also the movement of energy. When we breathe in, every time we breathe in, we're moving that energy up the spine. So it begins here, right? That's why when we start off in the beginning, we did the hands on the abdomen. When we breathe in, we bring the breath, we bring the energy, not the breath itself, not the air, but the energy that the air is stimulating, that the breathing is stimulating. It rises up the spine, it comes to the crown of the head, and then it moves into the middle of the forehead. That happens every time you breathe in. Every time you exhale, you send the energy to the arms and into your hands, and simultaneously down your legs and into your feet. Okay? And so as I'm moving through the posture, my emphasis is not on the physical part. My emphasis is on the physical and the etheric movement of energy. Okay? Now, the modification for the pose of immortality, I learned it from two of my students when we was in Egypt. And they were some big old hefty brothers, right? And so we was doing pose of mortality, and I told them, well, y'all just watch because y'all too big, y'all muscle bound and stuff. But they refused to just watch. So they said, so they made a modification. And when I saw what they was doing, I said, oh, that's cool. We're gonna make that the modification for the pose of mortality, right? And so what you have to learn about yoga is that yoga is a creative process. It's not just static. You must do it like this. You must do that. You can make modifications. You can make changes. And so that's what we do with Kemetic yoga. Okay? So with the modification, we're putting less, if person, people who have bad knees, or they may be larger, or whatever it is, whatever the case is with their physical it's not a problem. It's not something that's wrong with them. They just have characteristics of their body that you need to make an adaptation to. That's all, you know. So you don't want to make people feel bad, and that's the way a lot of people, especially they make black women feel bad when they go to the regular yoga class with Susie and what else their name is? Karen. Yeah, Karen. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to come down onto your hands and knees. And we're going to start from up here, from this position. We're going to take the right foot and bring it forward. And then we're going to remember that we're keeping this right angle. Okay. So bring your hands to your knee. I want you to sit up, come up straight. And you keep this a right angle in your legs, right? Okay. And then you bring your palms together. Okay? Now breathe in. As you exhale, I want you to turn your upper body to your left. So your legs stay in place and your upper body isolates from your lower body. Now you bring your fingertips together with your palms facing your chest. And as you are breathing in, open up your arms. As you are exhaling, make a fist. Breathe in. As you exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale and bring your chin over your chest. Exhale and turn your head to your left. So remember, you got to always get both those directions going. And then we bring the chin over the chest. And as we breathe in, we turn the body to the front. Open the palms. Exhale and bend the arms. Okay, so I'm going to turn back this direction so you can see what I'm doing. And this is called Shu. So we sort of make a transition from pose of immortality or the pose of He into Shu. Breathe in and then slowly exhale and bring your palms together. Inhale again. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your knee. Okay? Now let's switch legs. Okay, so if you're working with somebody who's larger, thick, heavily muscled, or may have an injury to the knees, the ankles, this is a modification you can make to the pose of mortality. And they're still getting the twisting motion of the spine, and they're still getting the satisfaction of saying, I'm doing Kemetic yoga. Okay? So body is straight, left foot comes forward. Okay? Then the hands come together into, let's call this prayer position. We breathe in, and remember we want to turn on the exhalation. So we breathe in, hold the breath, and we want to slowly release the breath as we turn to the right. The movement of the breath is coordinated with the movement of the body. As we turn all the way out to the right, we bring the fingertips together, we let the palms face the chest. And then with the inhalation, the arms open. With the exhalation, we make our Kemetic fist. We breathe in. Slowly turn your head to the left as you exhale. Isolate in the neck, stimulating all the glands and organs in the throat. Breathe in and bring your chin over your chest. As you exhale, look to your right. Then turn your head, bring your chin over your chest. Breathe in and turn your body to the front. Okay, so now you're going to be like this. Open your hands and then bend your arms and make right angles with your arms. So this is called Shu. So you transition like a transformer from pose of mortality, or also called the pose of He, into pose of Shu. Breathe in, and you're going to compress the energy between your hands. Pretend you got a big ball of energy like the size of a beach ball between your hands. And when you exhale, you're compressing that energy between your palms. So you compress the energy from a big beach ball size down to the size of a marble. And then you lower your hands down. And then you have completed the modified pose of immortality. Okay, so remember, the pose of immortality has another name which we call He, H-E-H, because the word He means eternity. Okay, H-E-H. And then that pose transitions into pose of Shu. Shu is the breath. So in the story of creation, Shu separated the earth and the heavens. So he pushed the sky up. So that's why he's doing like this, because he's pushing up the sky. And so now you have the earth at the bottom, and you have the sky, the stars, the planets, everything else, the cosmos at the top. The earth represents a male principle called Geb, G-E-B, and the sky represents a female principle, a feminine principle called NUT, N-U-T. Okay, you got it? Now, when I ask you about this, you better be telling me, all right, because you're going to get tested. Okay? Okay, now, one more pose we're going to do from this position. We're going to do the pose of Anpu. Okay? Anpu is spelled A-N-P-U. We also call the pose of Anpu, we also called it the peaceful warrior pose. So for right now, we're just gonna do the modification for it because it's just like doing the pose of immortality. So it starts off like this again. So you're gonna have your left leg here, your right leg is here, okay? And you wanna keep your back straight, keep your hips underneath you. Then you bring your palms together. Now breathe in. As you exhale, you're gonna do a couple of things simultaneously. As you exhale, you're gonna turn with your left arm going out, your right palm coming to your chest. Okay? So your left arm is bent at a 90-degree angle. Now from here, you're going to what we call cant. Bend your left hand at the wrist and then make a fist with your left hand. And then breathe in, and as you exhale, turn your head to the right. And try to keep your body still, your body in position. Open up your throat. As you breathe in, bring your chin over your chest. As you exhale, look to your left, look behind you. Now look all the way behind you. As you breathe in, you're going to bring your left fist to your right palm so your whole body turns to the front. All at once, like this. Look at me. Look. You breathe in all at one time. When your fists get to your palm, you exhale and bring both your palms in front of your chest. And then you lower your hands down to your knee. And breathe in and then breathe out. Okay? Now, same thing on the opposite side. Okay? Come on, teacher, get your student, his leg got, this is what I'm trying to tell you. His back leg is like this. Okay, so try to get it like that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I think it's because
Okay. Now take your left foot, bring it to the front. Your back leg is straight. Make sure it's straight behind you. Okay, good. And then you're going to bring your palms together in front of your chest. Now you're going to watch me first for 1 second. So don't do nothing, just watch. I'm going to breathe in. When I exhale, see it's all one motion with both arms. Then I point, make my fist, and I turn the head. Okay? So it's like this. When you come out of it, it's like this, all at once. Exhale. All right? So palms together in front of the chest. Breathe in. Slowly exhale. Make that motion all. And then cant your hand. Make your fist. Breathe in. Exhale and turn your head to your left. Open up your neck. Inhale and bring your chin over your chest. Exhale and turn your head and look to your right. Now in one motion, inhale your right fist into your left palm. So everything moving together. And then when you exhale, open up your palms. Put both your hands in front of your chest. Inhale, exhale your hands down to your knee. And breathe in and breathe out. Okay? And that is called peaceful warrior pose. And also it is called pose of Anpu. Ampu is ANPU. Okay? Now, let's take about 3 to 4 minutes and come down into our Sahu pose. So Sahu is SAHU. So bring your back, so separate your feet, shoulders width apart. Bring the back of your head to the mat. And you're going to place your right palm on your lower chest, right beneath your sternum. Place your left hand onto the back of your right and let your thumbs touch together in the shape of a pyramid. And breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. And breathe in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in and slowly exhale. Release and relax. Let go of all resistance in your body. Try to keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Try to use your mind to consciously move energy and life force through your body. Focus your attention at a point 3 inches below your navel. This is the area of your body where there is a reservoir of life force contained in this area below your navel. You're going to draw that energy up your spine in coordination with your inhalation. You're going to move that energy up to the top of your head, but then into the middle of your forehead. And then on your exhalation, use your mind to direct that energy through your arms and into your hands, and simultaneously down your legs and into your feet. And keep breathing. Expanding and contracting with your inhalation and your exhalation. And so when you practice and when you're teaching on your own, you can choose how much time you're going to spend doing the Sahu pose at the end of your practice. But for us right now, we need to end our class. So we're going to inhale the hands up off the chest, and we're going to exhale the arms down to the floor next to the body. And then we bring the legs together, we bring the feet together, we flex the feet. We lift the head and shoulders, we bring the chin to the chest. We bring the hands above the thighs. We exhale, and as we inhale, we feel the body rise. And with the exhalation, the hands come down to the knees and the shoulders relaxing. And we're breathing in slowly, and we're breathing out slowly. Inhaling, exhale, and then let's stand up. And we're going to bring feet together. Place the left arm across the chest, the right arm across the left. Then make our fist. With our eyes closed and with sincerity, we want to give thanks and praise to the Creator and to our ancient ancestors who have revealed to us this knowledge of rejuvenation and revitalization. So as we step into the future with the knowledge from the past, the breath will be able to flow long, slow, and deep to bring rejuvenation, revitalization, balance, and harmony to the mind, the body, and the spirit. Hotep. Hotep means peace. Thank you very much.